Doing Aleph story. So let's go. Okay, I need to get a good Aleph voice. I haven't practiced my Aleph voice, but we'll see. Akbar. Part 1, where there's 5 parts. 5 pieces, each having different parts. Okay, that's gonna be fun. At the far end of the corridor lies a cell filled with countless communication devices. A solitary figure, tall yet stooped, awaits within his modern citadel, listening for the dormant voices of telephones, wireless sets, and phonographs to awaken. The black telephone. On the cell's leftmost wall hangs a black telephone, its metal casing is cheap and rusted. Manufactured in 1977, it arrived as a gift from the National Focal Studies Association and the powers that be. And still, its prototype eludes me. This is a mere replica of a perfect form. Okay, that is not the best voice. That is not the best voice I've ever put out, but it, you know, I feel like you can understand that it's the idealist. And as we seem doomed to hear nothing but grievances on the futility of learning and the tedium of oppression and power, we might as well name this thing bureaucracy's most miserable mouthpiece. Your choice of name is acceptable, yet still, I see you bending to your ideals. You cannot keep doing this, idealist, grasping only a fragment of a thing and then twisting it to your whims. The brown telephone, suspended on the cell's right wall, a solemn yet refined wooden box, traced with the warped inscriptions of the Arcanum. Now and then, Arcanists choose it over ink and parchment to send their messages. How then should I regard it? Or regard them, for that matter? Gomala Prison and the so-called Manus Vindictae, living proof of dependency theory in its purest form. Your theories are far too radical. A moment, please. Yes, let's call this the parable of a blind age. The silver telephone, a cutting-edge combination of arcanum and advanced technology wrapped in a frigid metal exterior. Signals surge through its circuits. Its frame quivers as it drones, probably, in a low wail. Only the plant could have produced such a thing. Observe how it has been altered in the most unusual ways. Signals wander through its delicate pathways, dissolving into obscurity. Their source irretrievably lost. Wait, I forgot, it's the idealist. Lost, as we are in modern. Okay, usually you pronounce it modern, right? But like, what modernity? I can't pronounce it. Wait. Lost as we are in modernity. Modernity. Is modernity even a word? It doesn't feel like it. Feels weird saying it all over and over again. Oh wait. You're right. Why are we bothering to even name these horrid machines? This is the most worthless game of semantics we've ever entertained. We were waiting for a call. A telephone does not ring simply by virtue of our being there. Just as Estragon and Vladimir will be forever waiting in vain, in language we must deconstruct what is taken as truth. More importantly, what and when is now? Are we still within reality, or is this an edifice of our own memories recalled later? If we are only memories, then waiting for anything, even a telephone's ringing, is a paradox. Caught between the endless avenues of what has been and what is yet to come, like every one of us. Patience. All we need to do is wait. Ah, a scene lifted straight from the great absurdist tradition. Our players say, the idealist and Zahir. Act 1. A human in pursuit of transcendentality. A tragic stall. Aleph, a human consumed by the desire to grasp the primordial core of the world. To reach a singular philosophical truth, a concept with neither genesis nor terminus. He was proud once, certain that nothing could be more excruciating than the burden of the unknown. That certainty would break, His pursuit would lead him to the gates of transcendentality, where he understood at last the key was scattered across the fabric of existence itself. Finally, one day, he poured his Ouroboros with unflinching resolve, a distilled fusion of sulfur and mercury, submitting to the forbidden elixir as it unraveled and redefined his very form. He thinks to himself, I'll find the ultimate truth, and soon. Ring, 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 ring. I don't know if this is a good ringing tone. Ring, a sharp piercing. Oh wait. I hope that's good enough. A telephone dares to disturb his scene. Their heated discourse halts as each withdraws to the other side of the mirror. The man in the wooden chair gradually lifts the receiver. Hello. But yeah, let's do part 2. Satisfaction surveyor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Your continued support is invaluable to us. Whether you're in Cuernavaca, Gomez Palacio, or beyond, you will always remain a valued client of the Akbar Company. Silence pulses out of the telephone. On the other end, he heard breaths beat against the transmitter, filing the receiver with an irksome hiss. Like, I don't know how to do static noise. I know. One moment. Sir, please stay on the line. Any feedback you have will be crucial. Your opinions are indispensable to the Akbar Company. Our main office is in Gomez Palacio, near the Museum of Literature and Fine Arts. Just past the lake of fractured reflections through the forest where a single leaf dreams. You must have heard of it. Surely you've seen the burning bridge. Let's do the satisfaction surveyor lines again. I forgot. What did I make his... what was his voice? What did I make his voice? In fact, all you need to do is check your credit card statement. I guarantee you've used our services before. No, it's not the correct accent. Simply complete the following satisfaction survey and you stand a chance to win a round-trip ticket to Tlon. I guess Tlon. Yeah, Tlon. I know. I think it's German. A lake of fractured reflections and the forest where a single leaf dreams. The burning bridge, the prisoner poised by the telephone is sure that these places do not exist in Gomez Palacio or anywhere else, but the riddle woven into these words is of far greater value than the promised ticket itself. I've never heard of your company, nor have I ever been one of your customers. But you must have played our indisputable board game, Romance Language Edition, a linguistic marvel of subverting contingency and materialism. Regrettably, at present, the game is single player only. We are, however, working on improvements. Tell me, would you be interested in multiplayer formats? Perhaps you got a few close friends handy. Some fellow language game aficionados. Fragments of glass and unbroken mirrors cast back the prisoner's image, multiplying him into infinity. The prisoner nods wordlessly. Splendid. We are now ready to enhance your board game experience. Kindly stand up, face the direction of the aurora, open up volume X, Y, Hronir, and the Hronir and the synthesis of scientific cosmology, and spin around 16 times. Stay calm. A mild sense of disorientation is an entirely natural response. Now, what vision presents itself in the mirror? In the mirror, the poet, philosopher, physician, and alchemist ripple in unison. A tangled convergence of devoid of purpose. Now, I'll need you to check the second appendix, idealism and contingent phenomena concordance table, then identify the corresponding notion and scribble it down at the top of your chart. And there you go. The multiplier upgrade is now complete. From now on, I feel like I'm doing the wrong voice. I'm giving the idealist voice to this guy, but yeah. Your multiplier upgrade is now complete. From now on, every game will begin with a single action, placing a mirror at the map's center. Everyone knows mirrors expand the world. Mirrors invoke revulsion. Mirrors embody the infinite. Naturally, we hope you will be understanding. This upgrade does come with a few flaws. It is not a seamless revision. Should you experience any irregularities, we recommend removing all traces of material reality from the game and reinserting them manually if necessary. Thank you for your participation. Tell me, what do you think of the game so far? The question is laid out like a trap. A test to reveal whether the prisoner is still imprisoned within the confines of language. A manual remover of all materialist elements in a consummate game of words. A brilliant reply, sir. Brilliant, yes. You have demonstrated a stellar understanding of the indisputable board game's true significance. As it stands, our current understanding of reality is inadequate to traveling the mysteries of this explicable call. Wait, no, it's not the satisfaction survey anymore. We must anchor our objective in the solidity of being itself. Through thought and discourse, we will, in time, find our hands upon the door of transcendentality. A single die appears upon the desk. A worn black 20-sided die. A symbol of chance and fate. The solitary prisoner rolls it between his fingers. The cell itself shifts imperceptibly with the rhythm of his breath. Aleph, speaking to himself, assists for this indisputable board game, a tool for responding to the questions from the other side of the line. A word game shaped by the randomness of being the pursuit of idealism. I suppose the die that never settles is quite fitting. But who will oversee our game? The poet, the philosopher, or some as yet unknown player standing at the edge of our arena? Imagine that, sir. 21 minutes and 40 seconds, and here you are still on the line. You, sir, are a kind and patient gentleman, but beyond all, an impeccable connoisseur of board games. The Akbar Company's business has covered every facet of human life and will, if no one stands in our way, eventually come to encompass every aspect of reality. Now, through the marvel of modern telecommunication technology, we intend to help you become a part of the inevitable. But our work is far from over. Within a global corporeal empire like Akbar, there is always more to be done. Each day I traverse the burning bridge. Oh, forgive me, sir. Back to business. Have you got any pastimes you'd like to share? Or, shall we say, preoccupations? The answer to that is both singular and infinite. Really, sir, I don't mean to offend, but I wouldn't call answering phones a pastime. Even if it's something I happen to do as well, it's far from the sort of thing that stokes the fire of passion. Haha. No, a fascination with linguistic paradoxes, linearity or lack thereof of storytelling, psychology, and speculative fiction. Those are true passions. Perhaps that's why the company decided I was so well suited for this role. Only, I admit that lately things have been unusually complicated. Akbar has a way of erasing memories. Is it arcane skill or merely idealism? I can't say for certain. What I do know is that I've been searching for a number, a forgotten one, a woman's number. Oh, it's getting romantic all of a sudden. I hear her voice, always, ceaselessly and always loudest when I step onto the burning bridge. The static sharpens to the point of becoming unbearable. Then, in the unnatural silence that follows, the prisoner hears an echo from the unknown. Oh, we're going female voice for this one. Okay. I haven't done this in a while. Let me see if I have it in me. Hi, this is Laura. I'm not home right now, and to be honest, I won't be back for some time. I'm exhausted, and I just can't stay here any longer. But one day, I will return. If it's important, leave a message with Orbis after the tone. That way, I'll get it as soon as possible. That wasn't so bad for being rusty, or even for not being rusty. Even if I wasn't rusty. An answering machine, and the speaker has a Spanish accent. I did not have a Spanish accent. Okay, I gotta work on that one. Certainly not Castilian, nor European. Latin American, Spanish-speaking territories. Argentina, Mexico, Guatemala, Peru, Chile, okay, Venezuela, Bolivia, Cuba, Costa Rica, Panama. Why not dial every number in these regions? You will find her voice eventually. It eats away at me, sir. Day in and day out. Confined to this coffin of a cubicle, I find myself asking, where has she gone? Has something happened to her? Is she safe? My mind turns more and more to dark explanations. That something has happened, that her life has come unwound. I just want to help her. Maybe she has someone I once knew. I can't remember much of anything from before. Sometimes I'd rather she was just another customer and nothing more. I need to check on her again. Making calls is what I'm best at, and I can't keep calling forever, or for as long as I stay in Akbar. Until I've gone through every pattern of numbers, every one of them, again. You're absolutely right, sir. Sooner or later, I will find her again. Tap any area to exit. Oh, so tragic. A cluster of nerve pain tightens its grip on the man as he withers away in confinement. Merlin? Oh, it's a physician. There was no phone. I'm sure you realized that already, but I'll remind you, it wasn't there, not until it started ringing. It was a survey call from hell. No real questions were asked, and no answers were needed. No philosophy, no science, no history, no art. Nothing of any real consequence. Who is Paracelsus? Is that the same as Zahir, or what? Surely it was an actual call from hell. I suspect this is nothing more than another form of our neurosis manifesting itself as we re-enter our... Okay, where is Paracelsus? Okay, there's Zahir. Oh wait, Paracelsus is the idealist. No? Merlin, Paracelsus, Zahir, I think, or something. But like it says, there is one there where it says Paracelsus. I don't know. Maybe Aleph has more personalities than just the three. What do I do? What voice do I want to give you then to differentiate you? I suspect this is nothing more than another of our neurosis manifesting itself as we re-enter our labyrinth of recollection. It every so often collapses into chaos. Given that, it would be better to conclude this was only an illusion wrought by hyperthymesia. Fragments of discourse interlace, shaping a story both novel and obscure. Like Las Babas del Diablo, the threads of reality stretch into myriad directions, linked by some unknown, knowable force. What was it that you suggest? That we're mentally compromised? How positively untimely. Just consider how many of us are doctors here. If we really were slipping into madness, then we could treat it. But taking medicine at random is not a compromise we can handle. We don't have much time left, Paracelsus. We cannot afford to waste it on ourselves. To see a rose reborn from the ashes, one must at least have patience to watch it bloom. Perfection is demanded in all things. Even the tiniest particle of dust could doom the creation of the elixir of immortality. Every alembic, every vial must be meticulously positioned without deviation. But achieving such precision is too difficult, wouldn't you agree? Of all of us, you stand closest to our triumph, Master Alchemist. I'll look to you. I'll follow your guidance. And yet, are you about to claim, as Aleph does, that beyond this point there is only emptiness? No, of course not. I'm only pointing out that we can't afford to lose ourselves in these infinite minutiae day after day. Mental fatigue is not only consequence of the strain we put ourselves through. I have walked this path for many years. The rose, nourished by the foundation of immortality, has remained unchanged for 1,000 days, but who can say if it will wilt tomorrow? I've done everything within my power. The rest is in the hands of God. Beep, 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 beep. The darkness stirs as an old, worn screen flickers in the darkened room. The dull tone persists, rippling through stagnant air. Inside the sealed glass, a rose trembles as one of its wilted petals falls. His hand rises, hesitating for a moment before selecting a chat window that has long remained dormant. You're back. We are aware of it now, but awareness is not enough. Our theories are insufficient, our knowledge incomplete. We need more books, more truth, more reality. Endless scrolls of messages spill across a small screen, like a nosy virtual neighbor disregarding any notion of consent. The linguist? Is that a new character? There's something unusual in the way this dialogue is unfolding. Who in their right mind would greet a person missing for over a year with, "You're back? You're back?" as if your last exchange had been a few minutes ago? I'd be willing to put money on it. You have no concept of time whatsoever. The prisoner requires no special insight to see it. The linguist on the other end of the screen is not the one he had previously been speaking to. Oh, it's the phone salesman or something. You're not the linguist. Naturally, I'm not Ludwig, your linguist. You can call me Lawrence Butterfly, if that name holds any meaning to you. As you wish then, Lawrence Butterfly. He complies without resistance, reshaping the designation in his mind. Then you're saying that he has vanished? The linguist, I mean. That's right. One day he just up and disappeared. There's nothing left but an empty husk and disaster in his wake. No one can say for sure what happened. Everyone's been scrabbling around since. It seems like we keep expecting him to just appear to take back his garbage spot as easily as he left it. Then you're searching for him as well? That's a generous assumption, but at least if you were talking about what it is I'm doing, then sure. As for why I keep doing it, let me paint a picture for you. I'm in a long abandoned office. How I got here is irrelevant. Let's just say a certain research institute's security team dropped the ball. This place is empty, worthless, except for this 3x6 computer, former property of your linguist. Getting it up and running without setting off any alarms wasn't easy. I've said this 1,000 times before. Refined dragon tree resin is a disaster waiting to happen. Using it for any electronic device was madness. Now the entire circuit board is crawling with these damn critters. This computer, much like the linguist, has been weighed down by an utterly gratuitous affinity for classical design. All things considered, the fact that this thing is still functions as nothing short of a miracle. Laplace, Lawrence, thief, robber, researcher, arcanum, linguist. The prisoner orders and reorders the words in his mind, absent of ethical weight. So far, no answer presents itself. The only thing of any use in here is a remote communication program. It's so damn clean, it almost makes me mad. Even more baffling is that this program is still running after all this time. And there is only one chat visible in the logs. Yours. For someone the linguist never mentioned to anyone else, Mr. Aleph, you two certainly had a lot to talk about. Your chat history reads like an infinite loop. Between June 12th and 12th. I still 12th. How do you pronounce it? 12th. I can't move my mouth efficiently enough to pronounce it. 12th. And June 20. Okay, wait.
12th.
12th.
12th. 12th.
12th.
12th.
12th. 12th.
12th.
12th. I know. Okay, well, that works. 12th. In June 22nd, 2004, you dissected a single preposition over the course of 3,000 messages. From March to July 2005. Damn, okay, they kept at it, man. You two spent 4 months fixating whether holiday language exists, exchanging 1.2 million words. With a little editing, it could pass for a landmark philological thesis. I have to say, it's a bizarre thing. You're like some kind of ghost in the machine, a hallucination he conjured. So, what are you? An undercover Laplace agent, or maybe just an imaginary friend? I'm not with Laplace. As for being his friend, I wouldn't know how he defines us. We merely exchange our thoughts when the occasion arises. Alright, you're touchy about calling them a friend. That's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if Ludwig felt the same way. I suppose that makes you something of an unofficial advisor to Laplace. My responses are not confined to Laplace as an institution, nor were they reserved for the linguist questions alone. My response, so you'll answer anyone but about anything? Why is that, Aleph? Think you know everything? That's a bit egotistical. Unless you're actually a program, just some old process running on a loop in this such a thing. Oh, maybe that's why they've kept you on. I'm not a program. Thanks for your honest answer, Aleph, and yet, oddly enough, I feel more confused about you than ever. No matter. I think your responses might somehow be more mechanical than a program. So, let's change the subject. Let me do the story. 2 books rest upon the unpolished wooden table before him. One book bears the title Meaning and Mental Phenomena, Vienna First Edition, 1921. The other, Structural Analysis. Wait. I just realized. Oh, I just realized. It said 2004 and 2005 earlier, right? In the Aleph story? I guess it's because Aleph actually is able to traverse the storm. But like, in this world, in this game, 2004 and 5 and 7 doesn't exist, do they? I don't think they do. So, why would they use 2007 or 4? 2007 was 37s. Or 9 or whatever, but yeah. Because like the time period where it plays out is 1921, and I'm assuming Aleph. I guess Aleph has been through a few storms. I wonder if Aleph is from 1999 or if he came from a later storm. Because how would he know about 2004? I guess because he's traversed it from Manus Vindicta, I guess. But yeah, it was just weird. The pages are aged and yellowed, and the first cover is adorned by a precious slip of paper with the words, "To my dear friend Aleph, Ludwig." The books rest against each other at a calculated 20-degree tilt, an arrangement that forms a structure both intelligible and functional. Aleph, speaking to himself, "Problems do not truly exist in gradients of complexity. They are, at the core, just a series of problems. Every problem must have an answer, and each answer, in turn, may lead to transcendentality. That is how it is, isn't it?" I dabble in a little side business, purely for the enjoyment of it, which has led me to some truly unusual encounters. But a screen-bound conversationalist claiming to possess all the answers to the universe? Now that hits my top 3 most bizarre, for sure. Second place, an arcanist who was erased from the very fabric of society. A few years back in Luxembourg, I was tracking, researching an arcanist when, overnight, he simply ceased to exist. Maybe it was a curse. Whatever it was, everyone forgot all about him, which, in turn, made my research obsolete. Apologies, you'll find I enjoy extrapolating from and deciphering my subjects' minds until I get a full grasp of them. It's really the only way to find some joy in the work. As for the strangest of them all, it was something that happened in 1999. I was at Cambridge, sitting in on a philosophy class, when the bird-headed professor suddenly stopped mid-sentence and declared that being a philosophy professor was the most absurd profession in the world. Bird-headed? No sooner than that, he left and resigned his post. Another investigation cut abruptly short. Thief, assassin, sociopath, Laplace, Lawrence. The scattered words solidify. Okay, I don't need to do that deep of a voice. The scattered words solidify, locking into a discernible pattern. This time, the prisoner has his answer. You're an assassin with a talent for analysis, and the linguist is the latest of your targets. If you're looking for the linguist's location, I cannot help you. At least not yet. Your identity is irrelevant. I simply do not know. An absurd truth, but what compels such unguarded honesty? Perhaps because he is even less of a threatening conversation partner than a program. Don't be so hasty, Aleph. For researchers and assassins alike, truth is like Las Babas del Diablo. Thousands of strands, impossibly entangled, forming patterns that twist into incomprehensible messes. But what you mistake for incomprehension is merely the first flicker of a clue. Tell me about your work, you and your linguist. I want to see what kind of cosmic embers your twin intellects have sparked. The linguist and I, or to be exact, he and the idealist, have been engaged in the pursuit of a perfect linguistic framework. Is that so? Then you believe in the possibility of a perfect language? There are languages whose phonetics are widely regarded as elegant, and the other valued for their communicative precision. Yet among them all, I have found no single language that embodies perfection. Yet the idealist is determined to create a language that tolerates no vagueness, one in which every term is precisely defined and controlled. In this endeavor, he and the linguist were aligned. The linguist held that only by building and maintaining rigid definitions would we be able to erect a true foundation for metaphysics. Completing this task would eradicate the notion of skepticism that has persisted for a century and resolve the nascent contradictions of empirical inquiry. Each of them sought to create a linguistic framework capable of encapsulating their own understanding of reality. I see why you got along so well. Someone's coming. We'll have to put this on hold for now. The details of your perfect language model. I have a feeling they hold more pieces of the puzzle behind the linguist's disappearance. I will unravel Las Babas del Diablo. The words twist and distort before the prisoner's eyes. They unfurl into a band of digits and keystrokes, their logic forming an entire world and revealing to the prisoner's sights never before seen. The dust-covered office door opens as a security officer storms in. Identify yourself! What are you doing here? This entire floor is off limits! Me? Oh, I just happened to be passing by and noticed the door was open. If you want to point fingers, maybe start with whoever left this place unlocked. Step away from that device, ma'am! Oh, it's a girl! You're in direct violation of Appendix 3, Section 68 of the LSCC Safety Management Regulations. According to protocol, I have no choice but to... Hold on. This is a piece of history right here. You need to respect its delicate circuitry. Handle it with care. Ah, great. Now you've gone and riled up the critters. A swarm of critters surges through the machine, shorting its circuits in an instant. Flames catch on dust-laden files, and the abandoned office erupts into an all-consuming blaze. Well, let's just hope Ludwig really is dead. Wow, okay. El Gusano. The other party's online. Wait, wrong voice. El Gusano. The other party's online indicator turns gray, never to light up again. I rather enjoyed talking to our friends from the computing center. They are such a diverse bunch, always thoroughly interesting. Friends? Interesting, really? Textbook sociopaths hiding behind a veil of academia. Is that what you consider interesting? As for this remorseless predator who delights in dissecting others, all they've done is flail about looking for clues to find their vanished prey. But they aren't our problem yet. The only fitting destination for an arcanist criminal is Kamala Prison, right beneath our feet. If circumstances allow, we'll ensure this assassin gets an invitation. Maybe she's too caught up in her research. We shouldn't impose undue interpretations on her words, considering how language itself defies definition. Analyzing the inner logic of language grants insight into both the universe and our place within it. You're starting to sound like the linguist. It's an alluring thought. After all, isn't the transcendentality we seek inextricably linked to the definitional nature of reality? The linguist has positioned that language is merely a totality of prepositions, just as the world is a totality of facts. The direct mapping between them suggests that the world possesses an inherent linguistic essence. Then it is through language that we may uncover this fundamental essence. The world has no inherent essence. The transcendentality we seek cannot be articulated through language. I won't even entertain the idea. Even your antipathy to the concept demands at some level that you have studied it. Ha, Merlin, like when you wrote that scathing review of our young novelist's manuscript. You can't deny it, you finished reading. Aleph did. By your logic, we have merely constructed identities from the fragments of Aleph's infinitely reflective mind. We are Aleph. Your rhetorical prowess is admirable, but not when I'm the target. Why not invest that effort in your theories? Tell me, Zahir, have you found your single-sided coin yet? A coin that shows its obverse and reverse, incomprehensible only through a dialectical lens, yet never the same in any two pairs of eyes. Why don't you tell me first? When did this pursuit of transcendentality become our excuse for escaping reality altogether? So I haven't found it yet, but the success of my research is not dictated by my efforts, nor by the whims of interest. I will find that coin, but when I do, it will come to me in some unguarded instant, a moment that defies all effort. Still, to get there, I must study it endlessly until it's indistinguishable from my very being. Bzzz, bzzz. Discordant electric current. The futile clash of thoughts dissolves into nothing. In a place where the borders of reality and dreams collapse and blur, the prisoner takes hold of a black radio inscribed with arcane symbols. He adjusts the dial, sifting through the frequencies. Next channel. A soothing voice rises from the speaker, warping within the coils, reshaping itself into something that defies comprehension. Pan-American Arcanist Radio. To all you faithful Arcanists out there, followers of the Sufferer, devotees of the Mask, this is the Pan-American broadcast brought to you by the Manus Vindictae. A single spark of arcane radiance is all it takes for one extreme to dissolve into its opposite. A wipe of static seeps between the words. From the I can't speak. From the demented repetitions of classical compositions to the relentless assault of bad news. From literary autopsies to the vogue of tragic radio plays. Every note, every word, every sorrow is just a little touch of the dial away. Pan American Arcanist Radio bringing you the latest voice from McMurdo ports. Antarctica is still basking in an auroral radiance today. That glowing tide will keep gushing into the sky and hovering over the world until time itself breathes its last. I wonder, listeners, how does the sky weep where you are? Oh, that's a cool line. Is a storm raging, or has the sun fallen? Let us relish this moment, together on the last evening on Earth. Oh, it's a reference to 2.2 or 2.1 or... they really should have made it a main story arc, man. That was... yeah, whatever. They really should have made it into a main story chapter. Hello, Miss Grace. Extend my sincere regards to the preacher. Through the static, a soft and steady breath emerges, quick, restless, and measured at precisely 106 beats per minute. The line is open. A listener from Ushuaia is now on the air. Pan American Arcanist Radio reaches the ears of the devoted across continents. From Los Angeles to Sao Paulo, from the Chizos to Ushuaia, our dramas have captivated arcanists everywhere. But you, sir, you are a mere human. That is an enigma in itself. I say mere, but you are anything but ordinary. That much is clear. Years have passed since Mr. Forget-Me-Not and I last spoke. A mere intersection of research, nothing of insignificance. There is nothing exceptional about me, except the fact that I cannot leave this place. I will speak plainly, Miss Grace, so long as you find reason to listen. Is this Miss Grace? No, it's not, right? This station has many listeners, but none quite like you. Time for part 5. The radio host's face is a mosaic of countless others. Kayla, Grace, Kayla, Grace, Cecilia, Newman. Faces without permanence. She drifts unseen, a colorless moth in the dark, an existence without self. So it is Grace, Miss Grace. From the mirror they sigh as one, a chorus laced with disdain. So, a lichen so ill-fated, one condemned to remember, a command to forget, a Scheherazade without an audience, keeper of shameful secrets, lost in the tragedy of his own illusions. And so, hyperthermesia is no blessing, but a curse without a cure. This story begins in San Francisco, 1990. Our protagonist is a young girl called Cecilia, lost in the flow of things. Somewhere between 18 and 22, she speaks with a low Saxon lilt. Okay, so it is a girl. It is Grace, Miss Grace. Behind her, the cry of a black-fronted piping guan sounds. So precise it could be real. She may actually be from Blumenau. An arcanist is in search of an exit, yearning to slip beyond the grasp of thoughts, phantoms, and power's unseen hand. There is a place she knows, one where the sun does not shy from those who seek hidden truths. The Manus Vindictae. Children of the esoteric keepers of heresy, zealots of the arcane, they are as a mighty shoal amidst the currents of upheaval, never still, always moving. Of course, they never turn away astray. The things she feared remained unrealized. She was taken in and reshaped. For the cause, she became Kayla, became Miss Grace, then Newman, then Cecilia. The tree had shed its leaves, and foreign branches took their place. Who she had been no longer mattered. She became another, again and again, until even time forgot what had once grown there. I am not used to this. The whisper of innumerable voices gathered on the other side of the white noise. You know what? I'm doing the male voice. This Monday's edition of the Ushuaia Times reported on the stinking of the free breeze. Among the survivors, some claim to have seen a great number of islanders aboard, adorned with seashell ornaments. There is reason to believe that some of the Nukatai may have forsaken their homeland. We hear now, Luis, reporting from the scene. Why they departed, we cannot say. Was it the allure of modern civilization, or a promise that somewhere in the farthest west, a river of immortality waits? Their arrival was a moment of wonder, but by the time the night faded, they were already lost. A sound hangs in the air, almost a sob. The young lady does not weep; she merely breathes. Her sorrow measured in time, her grief a part of the rhythm of existence. And so, this gripping incident reached its tragic epilogue, the fate of a people sealed over nothing more than a shell. Last part, Cuentos Completos. Part 1. Falling back into his reverie, the idealist idly presses the power switch, yet the broadcast performance of disorder and delirium has already reached its end. The radio plays no more. Wait, who was Paracelsus? I forgot which voice did I give Paracelsus? Oh, name! Oh yeah, right. I gave him the Mickey Mouse voice. Oh, name carried in whispers, the panopticon of Kamala, where every question finds its answer. I quite like these stories that travel up from the telephone lines. That the stranded, the deluded, the ones forever haunted by riddles without solutions. They come here, drawn by forces unseen, by paths not meant to be traveled. They ask, they seek, they wander through lives frayed at the edges, tangled in paradox and unreality. Do you really feel nothing in the face of these challenges? Don't you realize we can shape what we have here into something that holds actual meaning? This all leaves me feeling somewhat lost. Have we found clarity or more confusion? I'm not sure, but it's already taken up too much time. Idealist, do you still remember what you set out to do at the very start? Have we found clarity or more confusion? I'm not sure, but it's already taken up too much time. Idealist, do you still remember what you set out to do at the very start? Of course I do. My poem, I would never forget it. The idealist scans the confines of his cell in panic. Finally, he finds it, a tiny fissure in the wall. Beneath this crumbling plaster, I named it A History of Eternity, for within it lies poetry without end, the very source and medium of my great epic. Its delicate contours speak to me of sorrow. With every passing day, the crack extends a little further, and so your poem will never reach its final line. With every passing day, the crack extends a little further, and so your poem will never reach its final line. There will be a way, if this endless and sorrowful poem is to be conveyed with all the elegance and exactitude it deserves, then I must construct a language worthy of it. One all-encompassing, unhindered by ambiguity, not a conceptual illusion, but something obsolete, precise, essential. A language of creation, one that shall unshackle every artist and poet alike. So that's what you've been discussing with the linguist all this time. Your perfect language. Oh yeah, that's way better. Oh nice, okay. Well, would you look at that? Claro que sí, but no, the linguist gone. Our language's birth hangs in limbo. That is the tragedy of the telephone. We speak, yet we remain strangers to each other, and he, perhaps, to himself most of all. But I will continue onward with new projects. Poems shaped by many hands within these walls. A curated collection of their imprisoned tongues. Within them, I will discover the systematic method behind every language. Through that, I will ensure the opening lines are flawless in their meaning. Until then, I will host our literary salons, wandering through this literary labyrinth with the intent to build an exit someday. But
But for all your efforts, that poem remains unwritten, unexecuted. Not even a single word has been committed. You are lost within your literary labyrinth, lost in infinite inquiry. So much so that even your name has abandoned you. Idealist, do you even remember who you are?
The poet, the writer, the pioneer of thought. Bewildered, he stares at the sorrowful crack in the wall. Who am I? The line stirs once more with another call from the outside world. It never ends. Lift the receiver and vanish into the interplay of reality and perception. To lose meaning is to lose yourself. In the end, he will vanish within his own story.
It defies reason. We haven't reached transcendentality. Why haven't we reached transcendentality? Not even the door seems within sight. I cannot fathom it. Is all of this meaningless? Are we condemned to stand on the edge of that which cannot be spoken? How does one bring about an end to the endless?
The wind whistles. It cascades over the Atacama Plateau, scouring the sands along the highway. A new character again. Yoki.
Oh, thank God, I actually got it through. Please don't hang up, sir. You wouldn't believe what I've just been through. Listen, we're stranded on some highway in the middle of nowhere. Wanna know what I can see? Well, some sand dunes. Endless sand dunes. No villages, no steepless in sight. Only a highway, half buried beneath the desert. Wolves lurking behind the dunes. Not even a single cactus. There's a sign just ahead. It says Cuentos Completos. It says we're on the Cuentos Completos. That's impossible. I've lived on Antofagasta long enough to know there's no such road. There's nothing else around here apart from this phone booth. Weird, isn't it? A road to nowhere, with a strange relic of something that once was, and somehow it's now my only hope. I dialed every number I could think of. Emergency service, roadside assistance, the publishing house, the university, the bank. Nothing. Not a single connection. I was about to lose my mind. I'm convinced this phone booth is nothing more than a hallucination. But I look outside of your number. An impossible coincidence. It had been scribbled onto the back of a manuscript, lying forgotten in my car. With a scruffily written note, he can answer any question. Call it an impulse? A feeling. I can't explain it, but I called your number I can't speak anymore. But I called your number, and against all reason, it's gone through. Thank God. I was beginning to think I'd wound up in hell.
Oh, it's a girl again. Oh my God. Oh, it's always a girl.
Please, just call me.
No, okay, I'm not doing the girl voice. I don't have a good girl voice.
Please, just call me, the literary critic. That's what my colleagues call me, mockingly, of course. They think I'm hopelessly out of my depth. A clueless fraud.
I'm spitting everywhere while doing this voice. I'm spitting everywhere. I'm spitting all over my screen.
An imposter in the world of letters. But there's no use dwelling on it now. I've accepted the name, just as I've accepted the weight of this job. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention. I'm an editor working for HI Publishing House. You know, the Forgotten Crows, the portrait, ring any bells?
An editor.
Ah, very perceptive, sir. In fact, that's precisely why I'm out here stranded on this Cuentos Completos. It's my friend Lisa's birthday, see? We were supposed to go to the reserve. We were going to visit the geysers and the valley, the flamingos, the little desert towns, all the things she loves. The colonial architecture, abandoned settlements, remnants of religion, history, national landscapes, geometry. It's supposed to be a perfect day. Then I noticed something in the back seat. Manuscripts I was sure had already been submitted. I had sent them to the publishing house yesterday, and yet here they are. So I had to turn back to drop these manuscripts off at the publisher. Belies, she wasn't pleased. We argued, and by the time I looked back at the road, everything had changed. We've been driving in circles for, 2 hours? 3? I don't even know anymore.
There's nothing but sand stretching out in all directions. Except for a sign marketing this place as the Quantus Completos and this strange phone booth.
I'm losing the voice. I can feel it. I'm losing the voice.
If you can truly answer anything, sir, then answer this. What do I do next?
Part 6. The driest wind in the world. Salt mountains, desert, and an infinite horizon of red and brown. A highway without an end.
It looks like they were right all along. I really am a fool. Liz couldn't take it anymore and walked off. She left me. She left the car. Just walked into the desert without looking back. I couldn't stop her. I couldn't even explain. I don't even know if there was anything I could say. All I know is that the desert isn't a safe place for someone to go walking around all on their own. She had every reason to be angry. Why did I turn around? A little stack of paper, a manuscript that might never even be published, destroyed her perfect day. I can't even decipher these manuscripts. The writing, the literature, none of it speaks to me. Where's Archimbaldi? 4 chapters in there, not a trace of him. He's the book's most important character, so why has he disappeared from his own narrative? Why is Kamala full of nothing but restless spirits? And why is it that the dead can't talk to the living? Why compelled Pierre Menard to rewrite Don Quixote? How can one man produce a text identical on others, word for word? Almost the narrative unfolds through these fragmented dialogues, flashbacks, always with the flashbacks. Where did Santiago and Ambrosio actually meet, if they ever met at all? Can you give me an answer, Mr. Aleph? Was it worlds of words like this? Perhaps I've been looking for meaning where there is none. I guess this was never the right job for me. I see that now. The publishing house is barely scrapping by, and honestly, who still has the luxury of reading these days? It won't be long before the Antofagasta branch shuts its doors for good, and I can't do a damn thing to stop it. I don't even understand what I'm supposed to be doing. We all keep at it, but what's the point?
Nothing about this place has meaning to you. Then the simplest solution is to let it go.
That's it, yes, I see. Thank you, sir. You're absolutely right.
Sunset. A crimson radiance spills across the boundless sands. With a heavy sigh, Monique slumps against the car, burying her face in her hands. Footsteps crunch through the sand behind her. Then the sound of leather soles on loose stones. She lifts her head in disbelief.
I'm so sorry, Monique. I shouldn't have left you alone. I just needed a moment to pull myself together. Come on, let's head back. You were right. There's still time to make it. We'll still have time for dinner, and as an added bonus, you won't get fired. This isn't exactly the best time to be unemployed.
No, I'm the one that should be saying sorry. Mi corazon. Forget the publishing house. I'm done with that place.
Monique grabs the manuscript and, with firm conviction, tears it to shreds.
Wait, Monique, what are you doing?
The hell with these stories. The hell with everything else. Today is your birthday, Liz. All that matters to me is you. Let's go. We follow this road, no matter where it takes us. Even if we lose our way, if we never find a destination, I can't think of anything more romantic. Can you?
Monique,
Hop in. I'm gonna give you a birthday you'll never forget. You only turned 27 once.
Mi amor, this is already the most wonderful birthday gift I could have wished for. This day belongs to just you and me.
Wait, I forgot which Granny voice I did.
I remember it for the rest of my life.
The engine rumbles as the car starts up again. The desert wind lifts the scattered manuscript scraps. Their torn fragments dance on the breeze, momentarily revealing their title, The Rise and Fall of Sanity, Recoleta. Then, as swiftly as it rose, the wind subsides, and the manuscript, the words, and the mysterious phone number on its back are consumed beneath shifting red sands. A red sedan speeds down an unknown highway, shrinking from sight until it ultimately vanishes into the horizon. Tap anywhere to exit. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
I'm free!